Kim Trey Vietnam in this bitch. Hey, listen. Of course, we got tons of things to talk about. I want to start doing more of these motherfucking live streams, more videos and shit. I need to like live stream like twice a day. I've been doing good with the shorts. Check the shorts out. I think it's very critical, very important, very cool of the times that we live in, that you can get on your phone, a phone. Whoever knew that a phone was capable of doing all of this? When I grew up, the phone was some shit that was connected to the wall in maybe 2 different places in the house. Definitely the kitchen, on the wall with the cord and all that shit. That's what a phone was, and now a phone is a multifaceted piece of technology that should be respected for the power that it has. Phones got some incredible power, man. To be able to reach out, express yourself, examine the world, be a real reporter of the world, right or wrong. You don't even got to be right. Nowadays, people act like when they disagree with you that you don't have a right to speak, with the censorship and going against the free speech, which I could have sworn made us American. Ain't that what everybody prides themselves on? If that's how you're going to be and feel about the country you live in, then you have to allow people that are wrong to speak their mind even when they're wrong, and to also speak their mind even when you disagree with them. That's the true freedom and shit. And it's weird to me that sometimes people take advantage of the way the system is made, that they become to censor you in ways that if government censored me directly, specifically, and overtly, the way some haters do, people say the government is wrong for that. I should just be able to say my shit, because even if I'm wrong, then somebody step up and say that I'm wrong. But don't try to make me be quiet by stifling an avenue of communication. The government couldn't have did it. Then individual people think that they have a right to do it, and then walk around strutting their shit with the fucking, like a fucking a yardbird, like they really like did something. It's some pussified shit that when it's easier for you and better off for you to silence who you disagree with than to prove to the world how you think that they're wrong, with some articulation and some examples and all that. That's the best way to do. I never want anybody to shut up. Racist, say what you got to say. We need to hear you. We need to know where you are. Don't take down a monument. Don't tell people they can't wave that Confederate flag. Don't do none of that. Tell them if they feel like that to wave it proudly. Say it loud so that we know they are. It's the best thing to do. I don't like the censorship. If you censor anybody for any reason, you will find a reason to also censor me under the law if that's what you've been doing, and that's not good. I think it's better off to just let everybody say what the fuck they want so that I can be free to say what I want, because what I got to say will prove the haters wrong, naysayers, ignorant people, bad people. It's going to prove them to be who they are. I need to be heard, and they need to be heard so we can see who they really are. It's the best thing to do, man. So, fuck the censorship coming from any angle and all angles. Fuck all that. Let motherfuckers say what they got to say. You got something good to say? Let's fucking hear it. All of the other bullshit, childish, bro. And motherfuckers know that they acting like petty ass fucking children. Nobody will like your fucking attitude in the way you behave about anything, and you know it. And you know it. So let's stop the games. I want to hear this shit. I want to hear what you got to say. Fuck all the bullshit. But technology is dope. Let that shit be what it is. Somebody in Japan could be, well, I don't know how Japan is with their national censorship. Some of these governments got a good grip on their peoples. But somebody can be in a foreign country and hear what I got to say about these American issues, and I think that's dope. Gun rights ain't just for Americans, they're for everybody. Just because nobody wrote it on no magical paper in some of these foreign countries that people have a quote-unquote right to do this, doesn't mean that the right doesn't exist. Those other governments have just made it very clear that they're willing to fight people if they want to exercise these rights. That's all that is. It's a threat to make you not exercise the right that you have by nature. Because if no one ever said anything to you and you found your life in danger because of another person's actions or an animal, a wild animal, bear, bobcat, cougar, a loose dog in the neighborhood, it doesn't matter. If your life was being threatened and you had within your reach anything at all that would save your life, you will pick up anything. You wouldn't care what it was. You would say, well, it's a gun and it's kind of fucking loud and somebody wrote some shit on some magical paper, so when this guy brings one, because he didn't give a fuck about that shit, I should not reach for the one that I have. That's crazy. Or I should not put one within my reach. That sounds crazy. All that shit just sounds crazy to me, man, when you talking about your life, man. Pick up anything. If you didn't start the fight, you supposed to win that shit. I don't give a fuck what you use to win a fight that you didn't start. Use anything, man. Get the shit done. Don't let the fucking bully win. Who is okay with that, man? They should be so not okay with bullies winning that they encourage all of the good-hearted people to go get a gun ASAP. Period. I try not to do this. I make sure that I don't do this. And if I ever do it, I make sure that I apologize and come clean about the shit or readjust my perspective if I think I'm so right. But if I feel like I've examined somebody enough to know who they are, then I start talking shit about them, I'm pretty damn sure that I know what I'm talking about already. I won't even begin to speak on it until I know for sure. I lightly touch on the fucking silly ass flat earth fucking debate thing. I don't know enough about it to talk about it with the confidence that I do gun rights and other shit. You can tell what I'm confident about and what I'm not quite sure about, what I don't know much about. You can tell, because then I won't talk about it much. I don't talk about abortion much because I don't know how to feel about it. One way or the other. Both sides of the abortion debate make me go, man, I think you're right. So now I can't decide. So then I don't talk about it. Show me a video where I went on an extensive rant about abortion. I never do. Because I don't know what I'm talking about. I don't know enough to be sure that when I say it, that I know that I mean it. So I don't talk about it much. There's a few things that I do like that I avoid intentionally because I just don't know how I feel. And the topics be powerful enough that if I'm going to speak the way I speak about these things, I better make sure that I'm right. Because a lot of these topics deserve serious, direct, well thought out observation, and sometimes people don't take enough of that into political and social debates, that people want to lead with their heart and their feelings without knowing what it is that they're actually talking about. I had a person that I work with. I won't name this person, but this person that I work with, not only do they have a pistol, a handgun, they've expressed two different things to me at the same time, very clearly. It's not speculation on what I thought they were saying. They literally said, number one, that they're scared of their own gun. Number two, they said that they don't think AR-15s is necessary for people to use even for self-defense, and why would anybody need one? But this is what my issue is. People who have a firearm who say that they are actually scared of their own gun cannot then move forward to express any kind of political or social opinion that the AR-15 is too much. You're scared of your own fucking pistol. I think that you will fucking be a little bit more lighthearted and open-minded about the AR-15 if you can get past the fear of a gun that you were fucking courageous enough to even buy. Then you found yourself to be scared of it. You stayed in the fear, did not expand no training, no nothing at all, no awareness about the firearm, and then you say, as if I'm supposed to respect your opinion, that you don't think an AR-15 is necessary for self-defense or anything at all, and maybe people shouldn't even have them. Weird. It's a direct correlation right in the midst of what it is that you said to me. Direct correlation between your ignorance and fear and how you feel politically and socially about a fucking inanimate object. It's obvious there's a correlation between the two things. And if you weren't so dumb and fearful, not dumb because you're not a dumb person, but if you weren't so ignorant in the topic and scared of your own gun, you would not still hold the same opinion about the AR-15, and I guarantee it. So if possible, this person is watching my live stream, which I doubt, or watching my channel at all to come across this, which I doubt. If it's possible and the shoe fits and you know it's you who I'm talking about, come out to the range with me. Ask me if you can come out to the range. If anybody asks me if they come out to the range with me sometime, I'm never going to tell anybody no. Never. Never going to say no. I'm going to make time for you. And then we can take my guns and shoot my ammo. Or you can bring yours if you have some, so we can get you proficient with the firearm that you have. If you're scared of your own gun, we can solve that. That don't even got to be like that. What? Fucking cops ain't no better than you. The cops strut around with their shit proud because they do the fucking training. And I heard from fucking former police officers that these cops be doing the training, but the requirements to meet certain expectations for police departments for training is minimal, and it doesn't guarantee that these cops are even good at all, and a lot of them don't even be good. Some of them barely pass the test, and what it takes to pass these tests is shitty. This is words that I heard from a former police officer. That all of that shit is bad. It's an illusion that a law enforcement officer must be well trained just to even keep his job. It's just untrue. is untrue. I heard it from a fucking former police officer in great detail. How he even spoke out against how that goes, and then he got reprimanded or whatever the fucking word is you want to call it, to be like, you shut the fuck up and get over yourself type of shit. We good. We're not gonna change the fucking format because you don't like what it takes to qualify. Shut your ass. So who do you think you are? They kind of did him like that a little bit, like shut your mouth. And that's crazy. But what I wanted to get into before I could get my ass to work and end this live stream, I wanted to say to everybody, especially haters who talk like, oh, you think you tough with a gun. Yeah, I do. I've made myself hard to bully, and that's something to be proud of in a world like this. I've also made it where my family, people, my zone of influence, because you don't even got to be my family. If I was witnessing somebody being chased by a guy with a knife, I'm not going to stand there and just watch it happen. No, the fuck I'm not. No, I'm not. And that person to be happy that I was there. The potential victim would be happy that I was there. And the bad guy chasing someone with a knife to attempt to kill them would feel very sorry that he did that in front of me. Or anybody else with a firearm who would be capable and willing to get involved. I think it's the duty of every man to be that prepared, can stand up with the confidence, because the gun gives you confidence to be the hero that you're supposed to be in the first place. Most of you know other people have weapons, they might outnumber you. Hands and feet kill more people than AR-15s every year in this country. It's absolutely true. Go look it up. It's not just shit that I'm talking. When I say this, and it's fucking fact, you got to calculate that into how valid you think I am in everything it is that I'm doing. When I say shit like that you didn't know, that happens to be true, that forces you to change your opinion about the fucking gun, period. There's no way out of this. The AR-15 kills less people than hands and feet in this country, period. No way out of it. I don't give a fuck about how that makes you feel. If you are moved by your feelings by that fact, as opposed to how to calculate that fact into your perspective of the world, you are a pussy. Because feelings are keeping you from being in a position to be the best man that you could possibly be. And the best man you can possibly be is a loving, huggable guy with a big ass fucking gun that reserves all of that fucking potential aggression and violence for defense only. When you can show that level of restraint, focus, heart, care for your fellow man, that you're willing to do that when you're not even being paid to be nobody's protector, you will just stand in that position if duty calls. You are the better man than the man who says, I don't give a fuck about that. I don't want to be there for nobody. Not myself, not no kids, not my kids, not no strangers. I don't give a fuck. And if something happened to me, I'm going to cry, beg, and plead for another man with a gun that I could have fucking mastered my damn self, but I want him to come save me. Please hurry, I'm dying. That is not the bigger man. If it is, I don't want to hear no hater talking no shit like I'm talking shit about whatever the fuck. I need you to quote me when I say stuff like that. Replace what the fuck I said. If it's some bullshit, replace it with what I should have said. There will be a better image depiction of a man in America or in the world today walking around claiming to be a man. You paint me a better picture. Paint me a better picture. Why the fuck is it so hard to talk to people nowadays? Why the fuck do everybody run from everything? I'm going through shit in my personal life right now where misunderstanding me, assuming that you know what I'm saying, not even being correct when I go, wait, you misunderstood something. I can tell by your response. This is what I said, and this is what I meant by that. I think you missed something. When I try to do that, and you don't fucking adhere to what it is that I'm saying to change your perspective to be like a normal human being. Oh, that's what you said and meant. Oh, gotcha. Well, let me tell you how that makes me feel and what I think about when you say that, if that's what it was. When somebody try to correct you about a misunderstanding that you had about something that they did or said, you got to stand in correction. What the fuck is wrong? Who the fuck moves forward like, nope, I'm just going to hang on to what I thought you said and guide the whole conversation thereafter by that? Because of how you made me feel, and I'm lost in the feeling of misunderstanding you, so I'm just going to stand in the misunderstanding instead. I think that's weird as fuck, man. You have to be getting some kind of pleasure from the drama in order to force yourself to stay there. Because who wouldn't want to move to the lightest, sweetest, most comfortable perspective on a topic at hand, where there's the least amount of aggression and the most amount of understanding and expression of what it is that's going on. Wherever that is the clearest and the purest is where you should want to stand. So when I stop you and say, you misunderstood something that I said, let me clear the air for you so that you can then like readdress what it is you're talking about and how you gonna respond to me. When I say that, if that can't be accepted, I know I'm dealing with a psycho. Because who the fuck would do that? If I'm misunderstanding something and I'm going at somebody off a misconception and they go, whoa, 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 whoa. I don't deserve all that shit you talking. Because I said this. Why would that even solicit that kind of response out of you? It shouldn't. It wasn't intended to. This is what I said and meant. I go, oh, okay. It's just a natural response to me. And to ask that of someone and then be treated like that's asking too much is, I'm just in awe that this happens in my personal life or in my social life or on social media. It's a weird thing, man. I'm fucking tired of it. At a certain point where I gotta beg and plead for people to not do that, and then I get nowhere, I'm gonna start disrespecting motherfuckers after that. That's what happens after that. Then I start getting disrespectful because now that I know that all of the aggression inherent in the conversation thereafter is because you appear to want that, so now I'm going to give it to you, and not because it's inevitable because we are actually at a disagreement. I think we're at a motherfucking agreement on a level that should bind us together more so than the little petty disagreements, because I don't even agree with my mama all the time. I don't have to, and I won't either. And she gave me life, and I be disagreeing, not understanding, not caring about some of the shit that she says if I feel like it's wrong. That's just how it is. That's what people in general. Who has the expectation that I either agree with you or not, or shut up to not voice a disagreement? That's weird as fuck. Like, who the fuck do you even think you are that you can even control that? I love when people disagree with me. There's an opportunity for me to learn something or for them to learn something, but there's a growth involved in that I call them people to me. You disagree with me? Come on. You stand in the front of the line. I don't even want to hear the people that agree with me so much. You agree with me? If there's a disagreement in the air, let them speak. You agree with me? You please be quiet. Let the disagreeing voices speak out. That's what I want. So if I need to make a change that I've always made anyway in my life, I wasn't like this when I was 12 years old. How did I get this way? Changing. I welcome the change because I know it's going to happen. I realized what I changed from through my adolescence and through my young adulthood and all of this shit. Becoming a father and those changes that make in your life and in your perspective, all of that shit is important. I respect it. I expect it. And you should expect it too. So when I say some shit that's foreign to you or you don't understand or agree with or whatever, we're supposed to kick a dialogue. That way, if I need to revert back to or adjust my vision to what you got going on, I'm eager to see if you're going to be the person to do that, because people in my life, even through social media, has said things that make me go, damn, there's some growth involved in this, because I'm finna have to change what I thought I knew or how I thought I felt about whatever particular fucking topic you want to point to. There's always the growth, and I like that shit. So people tend to project who they are inside onto other people. I do the same thing. I project all of the, you a man, you probably will kill over your kids. I just expect that, but that's me projecting myself onto other people. Some people don't really take that serious enough, and then they won't own a gun. Then I go, oh, that's disappointing. I was just projecting all this positive shit about me onto you, and you don't even deserve that shit. You a pussy. You refuse to fucking carry a gun when you're legally in the right to do so. You still refuse to do it because of what? Some virtue signaling about how you don't need a gun, you can fight with your hands? Man, when a bad guy show up with a knife, or there's 3 of them, and 2 of them got guns, man, good luck with all that virtuous shit, man. The true virtuous man is the one who has the potential to be fucking ultra dangerous and violent and won't do it, refuses to do it, only does it in defense. That's the man you can think. A guy who don't even got a gun and then brags about how he's incapable of being violent, I would call him a pussy. Bro, you can't be. I will respect you when you could be, but you refuse to be. Can anybody follow me? Is anybody following me? Who in the chats right now? Nunya, Texas on the back 20. What up, man? Magic Black Mirror, what you talking about? What you mean by that? Stay up, fam. Was just catching up. Been away. That's what Asan Hook says. What up? Yeah, I was seeing you in the chat, in the comments and stuff, and I see you back. That's what's up, man. Hey, I respect anybody that respects me, and I mean that sincerely, because what it is that I think that I'm doing is so important, so critical. I try to lay my heart out. I try to explain every which way from fucking Sunday what it is that I'm thinking and feeling, so that something catches the ear in the minds of the people that agree with me, that they go, this nigga agrees with me. about some very serious stuff in a very articulated way that I cannot mistake it at all, that this man understands me. And I want people to feel like that. And when y'all feel like that about me, I appreciate it, man. Because life is a crazy journey, man. That's what's up, Freedom Inc. Your hands are busy. That's what's up, man. Do your thing, man. Working man. Working man. A real fucking man, bro. Freedom Inc. That's why I fuck with people like that, man. Because the world is a beautiful place, man. And the interaction between human beings, especially when you can achieve a little two-dimensional sliver of a piece of the communication between human beings by looking through a flat phone into this three-dimensional illusion, to the degree that you can feel like you're right there with me. You can hear my voice. You can see my facial expressions. You can see a little bit of my environment. That's a beautiful thing, that a two-dimensional piece of technology will allow this breakthrough to the third dimension, that you can actually hear me and see me. That's dope. I think we should take full advantage of that by having all of the hard conversations, the tough conversations, the sensitive conversations. We should be doing that, and the world is doing that. And regardless of what the flavor of conspiracy theory that you rock with, where you come from politically, socially, or whatever, we all know one thing, and it's true, and you don't need much of a conspiracy theory to understand it, to respect it, and then to allow that to be a gateway of togetherness between you and your fellow man. If they crash that dollar and turn the fucking lights off in this country, we're all going to be together in a struggle that we should have seen coming. And we have to remember that in a time of panic, that we're all one thing, that we all have one common enemy and objective. The freedom, and government is the enemy of it. We all know that. That's simple. And I don't care what conspiracy theories brought you to that conclusion. You know that to be true. Even if you don't like me, you know that to be true. That we're fighting for our fucking freedom, and something that is capable and willing to take the freedom from us is working to do exactly that. My neighbor can't take my freedom. When I say that I'm in a fight for my fucking freedom, and that you are too, I can only be talking about one thing. There's only one thing that could even effectively do that. And I'm not saying government just because it's government. I'm talking about our government because it's ours. Russia couldn't do this to us. Russia couldn't tell me that they have written something new on paper that says that my AR-15 is being shorter than 16 inches. It's about to cause a fucking problem in my life when I bought it legally. Russia won't say that to me. They won't even try. Do you understand? Who will try that and potentially get away with it? Through an illusion of bullshit that will make that they expect for me to accept them doing it, and for the public to cheer for them if there was ever a physical conflict that they had to win to get me. There's an illusion that will make people applaud for a physical conflict that they want about a gun that I or somebody else bought legally. It's an illusion to make people cheer for that, or to even side with it at all. We should oppose it, very much so. I think it's weird that I would have to explain this shit over and over again. I think it's weird that a hater would look past what it is that I'm saying when I say stuff like that, and then not realize that I mean to protect him with my words, what it is that I'm saying. I mean to protect all of y'all. I think all of y'all should be left alone to be who you are. And if who you are is somebody dangerous and violent, somebody will get you. Because when you empower or encourage bad people to recognize the freedom and the fact that they can, the freedom is freedom. Whatever they write on paper, I can go pick up a gun even if they told me not to. That's true, right? Well, then that's the freedom. The only way to curb that is for somebody to contest me with a firearm of their own to try to stop me from doing that. That's what has to happen. But freedom is already out there. It's already there. You have a free choice to disobey laws, whether they're legit or not. You have the freedom to just flat out disobey the laws because the freedom is already there. They don't give you the freedom, and what it is that they have to offer you is violence against the freedom that you're willing to exercise after they've told you not to, with the threat of violence. But you can always do what you want. That's how the world works. Freedom is for everybody. You can always do what you want. There's just consequences and threats and all that shit. Charlie Harleton, what up? 100, killing it like I usually do. And I don't mean that to be ego. I said this before and I'll say it again, and this is something that the hater won't highlight in my videos or in the videos that he does about me. He won't highlight that I say stuff like this that's meaning to defuse anything that you think is an egotistical drive for me to do what it is that I'm doing. I do what I'm doing to show that I'm no better than anybody else and that everybody else could be doing it. And when other people won't do it, I get disappointed. I don't want to stand alone. I want to lose myself in a crowd of people that feel like me so I can say, I ain't special. Told you. Not special. Right? But when I say that I'm killing shit, or when somebody else say that I'm killing it, I say this shit with the clarity that I do, with the articulation that I try to put forth in all of this, with the expectation that people are going to hear me and understand and agree, because what I have to say is not that special that I believe millions of people think and feel the way I do it. They can see what I'm saying. I'm not coming out here acting like I'm rare. I'm coming out here saying that I'm common, and that the commonality between me and other people in these fucking things need to all stand up and say it in the way that I'm saying it, because I know that I'm not the only one. Ain't no fucking way in hell I'm the only one that see this shit. No way. No fucking way. Not by a long shot. As a matter of fact, I think that if they wanted to revel out this bitch, I think the people that feel like me, they got a longer fuse than I have. Maybe it takes you a long time before you stand up and talk and act like this. Maybe they got to be fucking shots fired before you even fucking stand up to say what it is that I'm saying or to act in the way that I act. Maybe so, but I know you out there though. We just got different degrees of what pisses us off. I just got a short fuse, that's all. Especially because of when I started doing this, I was saying this shit online for years before I actually get out here with a gun. And then I had to formulate a plan so that I could survive and be well understood when I did come out here. That's what the sign is for, the bulletproof vest, and all of that. It was a plan that I had to put forth before I actually got out here to put my words to the motherfucking streets so that I would survive it, because it is dangerous. It could be dangerous. I'm not fucking dumb, I know that. But online, I was talking for years. You can legally do this and that, and you should say what you want, and you can carry a motherfucking gun. The government should leave you alone. Why would the police be the reason why you died when you just exercised the right? Blah, blah, blah. Motherfucker told me online, man, you just talking online. You a keyboard warrior. What is you really doing? So I said, okay, I'll go out there then. You can't talk to me like that, because I know that I mean what I say. You're not going to believe me until I get out there, so I'll go. And that's what happened. It's weird, man. And it's weird that I would have to hear bullshit from anybody about what it is that I'm doing when I know that I'm doing this for y'all. I'm no better than nobody, man. How the fuck am I better than anybody? What for? For what would be the reason? People that think that I'm acting like I'm better than somebody else because of what it is that I'm doing are weak individuals that are operating on how I make them feel in my presence and not what it is that I'm saying. Because if you felt some type of way when you saw me, but then you heard me, man, hearing me is way better than just seeing me. If you hear me and you listen well to try to understand me, with the attempts to try to understand me, you'll see that I mean nobody no harm, and I don't think I'm better than anybody, and I'm really just a cool guy, man. Saying all of the shit that you might even feel yourself inside, but didn't have a platform or a reason to say it. I found a reason, man. I'm a passionate person. I'm an artistic person. Artists tend to be expressive. I'm an aspiring filmmaker. I can paint and draw. I went to college on a fucking art scholarship to a liberal arts college thinking I was going to be an architect. I'm an artistic person, expressive person. I happen to be good with my words. I know what I'm thinking. I know how to say it clearly. I do that shit often. And I felt some type of way about government business, especially after I owned a gun and realized that owning a gun is deeper than owning a gun. You got to understand the laws where you live at. So I did that. And then when you understand that the laws are different between other states, and you go, how is that so different from state to state with people's lives on the lines about a constitution that I thought we all agreed on was the law of the land, but y'all not agreeing? This is weird to me. That's what I felt like when I got into the gun world. Then I started saying, man, this bullshit, bro. Y'all playing with people's lives about this gun shit. I bought a gun and fucking have to smarten up. I had to fucking figure out what the fuck was going on. And when I did, I realized there's a bunch of bullshit going on in the gun world, man, with these gun laws. And I don't like this shit. And that's how all of this shit started. Y'all are weird to me, man. Haters are weird to me, man. Why would you hate somebody who out here trying to speak up for you? I don't even care if you're a felon. You should have that gun. We know what to do to stop you if you wild out. It's the same thing you do to stop a good guy who fucking freak out. People freak out. People go through divorces and all type of weird ass shit be making people act stupid. Childhood trauma is at the root of almost all of the things that really, really bad people do when they grow up. I'm sure of it. Nobody with a loving childhood where they're being educated well, loved, cared for, guided into their adulthood in a proper way with love, respect, goal-oriented, caring about life and shit. You don't grow up like that, meet somebody online, and then become a psycho. No way. You was a psycho before you met that dude, man. You was a psycho way before that. I try not to take it personally when I meet people and they psychotic and weird and aggressive and strange and abrasive for no fucking reason and combative for no fucking reason and all that type of shit. You is who you is before you met me. I ain't do that to you. I'll try not to take it personally until you make it personal. But I'll try not to take it personally because I know I ain't got nothing to do with that. Boy, you 41 years old and you acting like that, that ain't got nothing to do with me. I didn't make you like that. I didn't turn nobody online, turned you from a loving, caring, respectable man, meaning no harm to no one, and being a productive, cool, safe member of society. That's not who you was until you got online. Online did you like that? Or did it come from a fucking broken childhood? This ain't even hard to understand. You don't got to be a psychologist. What seems more likely? That a broken childhood makes broken men? Or that the man was perfectly fine until he got online, interacting with people online, and then it made him like how he is? Untrue. And it's undebatable what it is that I'm saying. A man that put a motherfucking gun in his hand and feels more powerful is doing the right thing. If you respect the gun for what it is and you brought your big heart to it, then you will feel very much effective in the idea of being that good person, because now the bad guy can't run over top of you to fucking stifle all that good shit that you carrying with you all day. Carry the gun too. Is there something wrong with me saying that? I'm gonna need some articulation. I'm gonna need a fucking direct response, a quote of the past fucking 45 seconds of what I've been saying. Edit that into your video. Respond directly word for word for what it is that I said, and then be as articulate and paint a better picture than what it is that I'm painting when I said that if you disagree with what I said about the fucking good guy getting the gun. That's what's supposed to happen. And people act like they good people, but then they don't want no gun. But then I can fucking catch them real quick in all of their bullshit, virtue signaling, and ignorance and confusion. That if you're such a good person, and I literally put my AR-15 in your hand and say, hold this for an hour. In your hands, just stand there. Then I'll ask them, if I did that, who you going to hurt in that hour? They will say no one. Because if they said everybody, then I'll go, oh, you're a psycho. If you just said one thing before I gave you the gun, and then I gave you the gun, and then you said that, you're a psycho. Maybe you shouldn't have a gun. I'm not going to trust you if you get one. Right? But if I pass them that gun and that their answer is, I ain't going to hurt nobody just because I'm holding your gun while I'm standing here. Then I'll say, see, there you go right there. Then it's not the gun, it's the person. And that the person can stand in the love and the light for real, to have love for their fellow man, to be incapable of hurting innocent people that ain't even did nothing to them. If a person can be that, why would they be dangerous with a gun? Even an AR-15, why would they be? Where would it come from? They don't know how to answer this. It's a conundrum. It's a fucking riddle that they can't fucking crack. It'll tap into their fucking cognitive dissonance. It'll reveal to themselves inside, even if they never say it out loud to me or anybody else, that they're living a fucking bullshit contradiction, and they need to stop that shit and just admit it, that you don't trust the average person, or you don't trust yourself, and then you project that on the other people, because that's what people do. Fucking silly ass Looney Tune gonna try and say that I sound mentally ill. Who in the chat think that I sound mentally ill with what it is that I say? That there's something wrong with my mental, and it's dangerous, and it's noticeable, and anybody would notice just by listening to me talk. If anybody thinks that, I want you to say it and then quote me. Say, you said this. That sounds like the worst of a fucking mental guy. You're a psycho, Trey. Say it. Quote it. Thanks for posting the merch. Rick James in this bitch. Inspector Badgett in this bitch. Hey, yo, Trey, can I get your email so I can message you? Yeah, I will put my email. I'll put my email in the description of this video when I'm done with it. I'll go back and edit that, Inspector, and then I'll put my email in there, and then you can go do that. The greatest consummation. What up, man? Excellent work, brother. Trey, look around me and see scared, sensitive people. It's sad and pathetic. Lots of love and respect from New England town, brother. New England town. Hey man, I always appreciate it when you tap in because your comments are always so sincere that I cannot explain it to you. You might not even believe me. I try to be articulate so that you can understand me, so that you can take my words, close your eyes, and imagine what it is that I mean when I say this stuff, and then maybe you can feel me. When people understand and show appreciation and respect for what it is that I'm doing, it makes me feel better about the world, and I mean it. I get a sigh of relief, then I go, okay. That's good, because being misunderstood is bad. It's bad for communication. It guarantees that common goals won't even be met, and we all stand on common ground, but we have a misunderstanding about what it is that we're thinking and saying and doing. You can fuck up a good plan with good people with miscommunication. You have to know what people are thinking, doing, and saying. And you have to be clear on that. When people hear me and then they go, loud and clear, bro, I hear you. I ain't mistake you at all. I know what you're saying. I rock with that. Then I appreciate it, bro. Because life is short, and interaction between human beings is a beautiful fucking thing, man. And it needs to be, we need a hyper focus on all of the things that will make the world what we wish that it would be. And then we need to take action to do that. And that's what I'm trying to do. If that's not what I'm trying to do, articulate it, give me some really good examples, and try to convince me as if you're trying to convince an outsider who didn't know either one of us that I was the bad person and you were actually okay. Explain it like that. Like, start from a square one. Start your conversation like this. See, this is what the deal is, and then say it. Start the conversation off like you're about to spit some game. Like you're about to be real fucking direct and clear, that any fucking ears that are in range to hear is going to understand what you saying. What you are fucking saying about a nigga like me. Say it clear, man. The ad hominems and the fucking personal attacks when you don't even know me personally to even think that I'm some kind of a front man, that this ain't even real, that I'm really a bitch, that I ain't even tough like this at all. I'm not tough like that to initiate fights, but tough to me don't mean capable of initiating fight. The tough guy is the guy who is capable of fighting fucking well for whatever reason he chooses. Now that could be good or bad, positive or negative. You choose which way you want to roll with that. I know what the fuck it is that I'm thinking. And I am a very tough man for all of the right reasons, and I'm proud of it. And the gun fucking helps that, because I'm not so naive in the world to know to deny that bad guys, they got guns and they like that shit. They like that shit. They do. They feel emboldened and confident by their gun ownership, and I don't like that they feel like that. That they feel so proud and courageous and confident to be bad guys. I don't like the confidence that they have to be bad guys. And I feel confident in knowing that my gun ownership means that now we're on the even field to play with the bad guys, and now I can go, whew, now I can be a hero against a guy with a fucking gun with some confidence. Because if a bad guy shows up to any fucking location where I am or where you are, and they have a gun, you will be in your right to fucking run, to get away from them, to save yourself and your children, to get out of there and not care about what happens to anybody else. You don't get time for that at all if you don't got a gun. But if you have a gun, you might take that deep breath, put your hand on your gun and say, I will not run from this, because I know that I have a chance to get out of this alive. So I need to stand with the courage to not be so worried about dying, because I ain't finna die. I'm finna smoke this motherfucker. That's what's supposed to happen when you stand up to the bad guy. It only makes sense to me. Anybody who has convinced you that being tough for the right reasons with a fucking firearm is bad and you should avoid that has effectively disarmed you. And when a bad guy shows up to fucking rough you up and he got a gun or 3 friends or both, it's gonna be sad that you didn't start that fight and now you're about to lose it. That's sad. That's sad, bro. That ain't even supposed to happen like that. I don't know what's wrong with what it is that I'm saying, and I say this all the time. I'm not switching it up. What did I switch up? I've been saying this for 5.5 years. With a gun in my hand on the corner, I've been saying it for 5.5 years. I've been saying it for about 7 years or so. When I first came up with the RPM thing, it was first Red Pill Militia. That's what I first called it. And then people said, why are you calling it Red Pill Militia? You won't even get out on the fucking streets with your guns. You cap it. That's what somebody said to me. That's what made me get out here. Then when I got out here, I realized a Red Pill Militia sounded way too aggressive to people who had a hard time on face value judging accurately what it was that I was doing and saying. So I changed it to Resist Political Manipulation, which is a softer version of what it is that I was trying to say about a potential revolution, because I'm talking to all political walks of life when I say resist political manipulation, because everybody's assuming that manipulating politics is in a tug of war against the good guys, to snatch the crown so they can stand on the top of the hill. Everybody in politics is saying that politics is going to be used to do some bad shit if they don't stand up, and that politics will be the gateway for the bad shit that happened to the country. They're all saying it. I think they're all right because it's all of them doing it. So when I say resist political manipulation, who the fuck, Democrat or Republican, can look at that and go, I don't agree with that sentiment? They all agree. I got all of them to pay attention to me when I said that. It's ingenious, bruh. It's a genius move. I'm talking to all of you. And all of you are pointing the finger at each other about it. Now, where's the manipulation for real? Let's talk about it. And then we get into the conversation. It also resembles the acronym rounds per minute, which goes right along with what it is that I'm doing. Or revolutions per minute when you talk about the engine. Revving an engine at the starting line, tell me when to go. Revolution, revo. It all mixes together. It's an ingenious thing what I got going on. It really is. It's clever. It's direct. And I'm proud of it, because I think it's the best way for me to stand up for what I got going on, for me to talk as much shit as I can possibly talk and still be within the free speech, and to arm myself and still be within the rights to arm myself, and then do both of those things to the fucking max. I'm going to talk my shit to the max and be like, don't touch me. What you talking about? I ain't say nothing wrong. And then I got the gun. I go, don't touch me. All of these guns they belong to me, and it'll stay that way, because I ain't never hurt nobody. Point to a victim. This is the point of all of this. And it's dope, bro. Who can deny this shit? Y'all blow my mind, man. Haters blow my mind. If you hate me and don't like me, get away. You can get away from me. Oh, RPM Richard James, yeah, and religion too. Before I changed my name to RPM Trey Vietnam on Facebook, when I had a Facebook and they got me out of there, I'm banned on Facebook for life. They make me do a facial recognition thing when I try to log into a Facebook that I made or make a new one. When they see it's me, they tell me to get out of there. Is that a Fed? What Fed is banned from using Facebook to do the Fed shit? Weirdos. Motherfuckers are weirdos. They're not even taking a full examination of who I am before they start talking shit about me to realize that my story is telling itself right in front of you. What Fed is banned from Facebook? I am banned. I was there. They got me out of there. But when I was on Facebook, before I got into the gun shit, before I bought a gun and got into that shit and changed my whole fucking angle to focus it towards politics, I was rallying real hard against religion, because I already had a good footing into how bogus religion was and how I'd be fucking with people's head, hijacking their fucking soul's journey and shit to do some manipulating shit to it. My name on Facebook was Godslayer. No joke. That's what it was. Godslayer. And that pissed people off just in my fucking in my Facebook handle. Godslayer. Who the fuck you think you are? You know how many fucking religious debates I got into? I even ended up getting a date with a super religious Christian girl who said that I was fucking full of shit and she wanted to talk to me or whatever, and she agreed to fucking hang out with me. Then she started liking me when we had a big disagreement about who Jesus was and how valid that shit is. Thanks for appreciating me, man. I appreciate you too, man. I appreciate all y'all, man. I wish I knew all y'all in person, bro. And that's what's supposed to happen. We're supposed to try to make something that could be full of bullshit like this online shit, and then do something genuine with it so we can validate its fucking presence in our lives. People get on the internet playing shit and then being mad when I take it seriously. I take the internet interaction between me and other people. I take that shit serious, bro. I don't be on here playing. You insult me, I be insulted for real, for real. If you rock with me, I be appreciating that shit for real, for real. I don't know how to take something that I've given my time and energy to with an opportunity to communicate with other people like this who I might never see in person. I take the interaction sincerely and I appreciate it, and then I won't play with it. I don't play around with the shit. Don't worry about the tiny guy named Aaron with the father who's a transformer. He's the one with the serious mental illness. Yeah, that's right, man. It is. I hope someone or something inspires some change. I was actually talking to a dude that I work with. I'm gonna say this and I gotta get out of here. I was talking to a dude that I work with about the my online shit that I got going on, trying to hang on to my focus so I can move forward with what it is that I'm doing, because I think it's important. And I told him that I would wish extreme positivity onto my hater if that would make him feel like his life is so involved with other shit that he don't got the time or the care to try to bully me online, to try to pick on me online. I said I hope the dude wins the lottery. I hope he wins the lottery, that his life is full of excitement and travels and good experiences, and I hope that he loses himself in that so much so that he forgets that I ever even existed. That'd be cool. I just want the shit to stop. I don't care how it stops. I don't gotta wish harm on them. I just think it's funny to troll back when people say harsh things and harmful things, and then attack me when I ain't even doing nothing to them at all. Really, I'm not negatively affecting that guy's life at all. So I'm the kind of person, I'm like an eye for an eye or tit for tat. Like, I like that kind of a thing because I think it's fair, and I hate when people do things and then they get away with it by not getting a dose of their own medicine. So then I like acting like that right back to people. I'm a vibe checker, and I'm a mirror to people. When people are super loving and caring, I don't know what else to do but to act like that back to you in appreciation and respect for the fact that if I interact with another human being, that I see that I don't have to fight. I appreciate that, because I know the fight is out there somewhere. I know somebody's willing to fight me in a stupid fight that they started. I know that that's going to happen. I know that people are willing to hurt me for no reason. To rob me, to hurt me just because I'm black, or all types of shit. It's out there. Another black man will hurt me just because he's thinking he wants to hurt me for whatever fucking reason. Anybody can have a plethora of reasons to want to hurt me for no fucking good reason, and I know that. When I come across people who say, man, I'm not willing to hurt you, man, why the fuck would I do that? Then I go, I love you for that, bro. Because you could have been anybody, but you chose to be a person who will refuse to fight or do battle with me over dumb shit. Then I appreciate you, man. You got to appreciate that shit, because the world is fucking stupid. The world is dumb, man. Niggas is crazy. So peace and love to the people that rock with me, man. I love y'all, man, and I mean that shit. I wish nothing but good things for all of y'all, even my fucking haters, because if the good shit will make you leave me alone, then let's try for that. Let me hurl that out into the universe so we can manifest that shit. Let this particular hater and anybody else who don't like me, let your life be so positive that you forget that I'm here, that you forget to even bring that hate to me. That's what I hope happens today. Win the lottery, have a breakthrough in your self-awareness about who you are. Take the opportunity to be positive today for whatever reason, to the degree that you don't feel comfortable talking shit to me no more. Let something positive make you say, man, I don't give a fuck about Trey. I don't want to hear this nigga's voice or see his face no more. I'm gone from it, bro. I bet you I never hear him again, man. I'm never going to hear from this motherfucker. Go do that with some positivity. Win the lottery today, man. Do that. That'd be dope, bro. Because I just want you to leave me alone. That's all it is. I don't need nothing bad to happen to you. I'm just willing to act like that and talk like that if you are, because you did that first. So I'll just do it back to you then. And then when you find some discomfort in that and you don't like the way it sounds or the way it feels, then I go, but you did that though. Why would you comfortable with doing it if you don't want to get it? Wild, man. It's strange that none of this shit has to be like this. None of the bad shit in the world really has to be like this. Like I always say, we got to start with the kids, raise these kids right. Keep them out of harm's way, and avoid traumatic shit in the child's early development as much as possible. Because if that happens, you're going to create a monster. All of the bad people in the world doing all this crazy shit had traumatic childhoods. There's no way that that's not what happened. That is what happened. You were damaged on a fundamental level, and you can't shake it. You got no conflict resolution skills whatsoever. You respond like an emotional, jaded woman. Not to be dissing women, but I'm saying we all know that a real man, to be a man, cannot live his life in an exact same way that a woman does, because it doesn't seem like he'll be able to do the man shit right if he thinks and acts like a woman. We know that. We know that. Stop playing. It's not a diss towards women. I'm telling you that we're different, and the difference is very critical in the idea that a man be successful in being a man. You cannot think and act like a woman if you want to be a man. It just makes sense. So don't respond like an emotional, jaded woman to real life man shit. How about you react like a man? You probably get better results in your life if you treated things like that. Being emotionally driven to cross over into potential violence in an arena that is dominated by men, that's a bad mix, bro. You can't be emotional in a battlefield. You bring all of these fucking high-strung emotions into a battlefield that you call me into. You sound crazy, bro. It's insane. It's retarded. It's asinine. Stop it. Go do something else, bro. I bet you if you put that same energy into some other shit, you'll be fine. You make positive changes in your life, and I will look smaller and smaller and smaller to you until I was gone and out of your sight. You wouldn't even care about where I was or what I was doing. I guarantee it. Go do something good, man. Aaron might be gender bender himself based on the words on the street, having a pecker the size of a why. Hey, I'm I like having that information. I'll load that in the proverbial magazine. I'll load that into the magazine. Might have to put that one in the chamber to fire that one off. Good to know. That's possible. I think the two things are correlated. I think when men see a standard for what it takes to be a man, and they know that they fall short in ways that they cannot change, they might lash out after that. They just might. I expect that they would. I know I've seen it before. I know I've seen people lose themselves. They call it the Napoleon complex and all type of shit when people fall short in what they think is the masculine framework of a man, and they can't do that. When you can't get women, people go crazy. When you try and you fail to get sex from a woman, it fucks with a man's entire manhood. It might make a man go crazy. The sexual masculine urges of a man mixed with childhood trauma and mental illness creates serial sex takers. It creates serial I'm going to fucking cancel your life subscription type of motherfuckers when they do this shit, especially when they attack women when they do it. I think that's a direct correlation between their manhood, their sexual energy, and how somehow that fell apart somewhere. I think that's what the issue is. RPM Trey Vietnam and this bitch Wu Bang. Y'all go get a motherfucking gun and stop playing with your life. Stop playing with your life, man. Thanks again for tapping in. Zach, Fluffy Bunny, all y'all, man. Much love to y'all, man. Rick James, as usual. Man, peace and love, bro.